Hi and welcome to today's class. So it's going to be Sun Salutation A but with some variations. So what I'm trying to get you to understand is you can take something as traditional as a sun salutation and make it creative, to be able to make your own flow from something that has been in place for many years. So sun salutations are just that. They are a salute to the sun. They are to bring a heat, a building of breath, mind and body together, but they have this wonderful pace. So if you can keep with the pace, obviously sticking to what breath feels most suitable for you, it can turn into the most wonderful sequence that just comes out before you. So we did a classical sun salutation variation. There was parts of a build-up. I'd like to use a Sun Salutation A, which in my mind is a really neutral sun salutation. There's no lunges, there's no warriors as such. So you can use the first part as to go somewhere, and then the second part a vinyasa to pick up a second part. And I'm hoping that even makes any sense. But as always practice with awareness. Practice with how your body is feeling in this moment, and take the props, variations, modifications that feel good for you. Okay, so if you do need to lower your knees when it comes to plank pose, do that. If you need to not have a chaturanga hover, do that. Do what feels good for you. I am only a mere guide in this wonderful world of yoga, and I'm just hoping that I can open your eyes to something fun. So let's get started. So let's start seated in easy pose or sukhasana. And I know this isn't easy for everyone, depending on the tightness of your hips, how your back feels. So you could always sit on a block, encourage that tilt, use a wall to help you, especially if you're pulling back a little. But if you do sit with the same leg crossed every single time, maybe switch it over halfway through so you're not just working one side. And it is really hard when you change that dominant leg. It really can tell a big difference. You can see this knee lifts. So if I change it back, it's flat. You see, it's odd. So just see how it feels for you. But I'm going to start with my less dominant leg in front. I'd like us to find that comfortable seat and really pulling up from the ground up, so the root all the way up. And you can pull that pelvic floor in, you can draw the navel in and up, you could bring the chin back to the sternal notch, we can roll the shoulders, the hands could be in a mudra of choice, whatever feels good. And if you don't know the mudras, sometimes just placing your hands in a bowl, and this actually is a mudra but feels comfortable, or just keeping your hands on your knees, up to you. But roll the shoulders back down and round, give the jaw a little wiggle, give yourself a big sigh, a little yawn, and allow yourself to arrive. So maybe finding a gentle focus or even closing down the eyes. And allowing yourself to focus on your breath. And I've spoken about this a lot. Using your breath as an anchor to the present moment to keep you tethered here. So you could notice this inhale now and that exhale next, because that's the present moment within this breath and then the next breath. We don't linger, okay? And within yoga, we want to take it in through the nose, out through the nose, unless you are congested. You want to be breathing as best as you can if you're congested. And you can always visualize a pranayama or a breath practice as an alternative. So I want you to inhale through the nose. Bring your hand in front of your lips and exhale through the mouth with a again, inhaling through the nose and it out. And again. Like you're fogging up a mirror. Inhale through the nose, seal the lips, but that same energy out, but through the nose. keep that going. And this is a wonderful start to find the audible sound of Ujjayi. It's a warming breath, it's an awareness breath, but it takes time to understand it fully and how the mechanics work within the body. But for now, you can focus on the sounds or how it feels or what happens in the back of your throat or what happens in the throat. And then we'll expand from there as we learn about Ujjayi. The breath plays a very important role, not just in any yoga, but in the moves, in our postures. It can bring some stillness, it can bring awareness, it could bring a focus. But keep practicing this and it will become easier. But when you're ready, gently blink open your eyes, draw your hands towards your heart centers, and let's roll them out. So with any sun salutations, your wrists are going to take a big old work. And I find with most people new to this practice, the wrists take quite a lot. So let's scrunch and release. And these are muscles that we do need to work, but it's also going to be within your alignment when it comes to your chaturanga. So while we're having a little roll, and I want you to roll in your shoulders and give them a little ease, I am going to just give you some thoughts and some ideas of what you might need to do. Interlace the fingers behind your back and give them a little wiggle. Good, we can have a little side stretch and a little side stretch. Oh, super tight on this side. Come back and switch over legs. Have a little pad forward and a little ease out here. Roll your head from side to side. Good. And then gently, let's make our way into 4-point kneeling, tabletop. Okay, so before we get moving a little bit more, chaturanga is 4-limbed pose. So you're on your hands and technically you're on your feet as well, okay? But when we shift forwards from your plank pose, may it be here or be it kneeling, you want to shift your shoulders past your fingers because as you start to bend in the elbows, you want to bring the elbows over your wrists. Because if you take weight back, the elbows now are not aligned over the wrists, and then all of the weight of your body is in the wrists, and that's why wrists start to hurt. You want the fingers to be able to do some work. So if you are shifting forward and you're starting to bend into your chaturanga, you're working the fingers. I like to think of it like a little frog hanging on, and you're working hasta bandha. It's a term that you'll start to understand at some point. It's like a lock or a seal. But gently moving forward and as if those hands are working. Now, chaturanga, eventually, you want to come to a 90-degree angle. So shoulders in line with your elbows, elbows over your wrists, and you've got that 90-degree. Now, that's wonderful. I'm not strong enough yet. My arms are still building towards that. So my chaturanga is a little higher, probably up about here. But I still want to be shifting forward. I want to have a momentary hold as well when I'm coming on down, okay? So that's quite important. But there you go. So into our 4-point kneeling, tuck your toes. Let's move into the wrists and move it around. Let your body shake it out. Good. And let's bring some undulation through your cat-cow. Now this could be simply to drop the belly, arch the back, shine the heart forward and inhale. Tailbone underneath navel to spine, chin to chest, finding your exhale. Or if you want to ripple it out with me and just move it out, close your eyes and just imagine you're rippling through some water or however you want to imagine yourself. But I like this fluid movement because I can really notice the areas that are stuck. I invite you to turn the hands out and have a little rock from side to side. Again, awakening wrists. And you can keep turning the hands around. You can do one at a time, moving forward and back. If it feels accessible to you, again, you could do two. Sometimes this is too much and it can really put a strain on the wrists. So just do one at a time. Good. Gently bring it on back and lower down to your forearms. Same thing, we're doing some cat and cow here, but it's going to protraction through the shoulders, chin to chest, tuck that tailbone underneath, lift the tailbone, sink the belly, shine the heart forward, but shift forward. Good. Again, rounding and coming on in, and then coming on forwards. Couple more. Make us our last one. Excellent. And bring it back up, 4-point kneeling. Tuck your toes, sit bones back to heels and lift up to your down dog. Stay in tabletop if that's not feeling comfortable, or raise and lower to a point that feels good. But the idea of your downward facing dog is to create length through your spine. It's not about the heels coming down toward the floor. It's about length. Where can I go from here? You know, we'll never perfect our pose. There's always going to be more space to find. Look forwards, everybody. Walk yourself toward the top of the mat. Hang in a ragdoll. Allow those hammies to have an extra little stretch. And every time I lean forward like this, I add a little bit of traction to my spine and something always pops back into place. And it's wonderful. Good. Gently release, roll up through your body. Interlace those fingers behind the back, squeeze your glute, but I want you to have a little side bend as the arms pull. And up and over, other side. Let's do that a few more times, a little lateral flexion. Good, and then gently come back. Find Tadasana, mountain pose. So this could be hip distance apart, but you really want to be grounded through the whole of the feet. Of course, it can be feet together and big toes, but I find a little more strength, a little wider, and I can pull up through the energy, draw my kneecaps up to activate my quads, bring that tailbone to neutral, squeeze my glutes, draw my navel to spine, roll my shoulders back, chin parallel, and my arms facing forward. My inhale is to raise the arms up towards the ceiling. My exhale, I'm going to hinge and fold down toward the mat, softening my knees. Option to find my bricks. Halfway lift to create length and a tabletop. So that can either be hands on thighs or even in more of a diagonal line, shifting on my weight forward. You can keep those knees soft. Plant my hands as I step back to plank pose. And this is a point where I can lower my knees now if you want to. If not, protract, create a dome, shift forwards, holding that here. Take a moment. Good. Take it back, down dog. That is half a sun cell. We haven't gone a full sun cell yet. Good, look forwards. Walk it to the top of the mat. Find your halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Raise the arms out towards the side, lift the torso, inhale. Exhale, let's hinge and fold one more time. Halfway lift, create that flat back or in a diagonal line. Plant your hands and step back to your plank pose. Remember to lower your knees if you choose to. Press up, hold it here. Good, elongate, energy through the crown of the head, through those heels as well. Back to down dog. Nice, walk yourself forward, top of the mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, let it go. Raise the arms up, inhale. Exhale, hinge and fold, back down. Halfway lift, inhale. Plant your hands, step back, plank pose. Good. Option to lower your knees, shift forward. I'm going to lower my knees now. Bend in the arms, have a hover where you can. Hover, let it all the way go down. Scoop up to your first cobra, have a sway in the grass. Move it around. Lower it back down, push back through 4-point kneeling, push up and back, downward facing dog. Good, look forwards. Walk yourself to the top of the mat again. Find your halfway lift when you get there. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Raise the arms back up, inhale. Let it go, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your plank pose. Remember, you can lower your knees. Shift forward, bend in the arms, have a hover where it feels comfortable. Lower all the way down, scoop up to your back bend. Up and back, downward facing dog. Wonderful. Pedal it out. Look forwards. Walk into the top of the mat, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Raise the arms, inhale. Exhale, let it go. I'm going to use my bricks now just to show you how we can use them. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, let it go. Step back to your plank pose. Shifting forward. Lowering down through my chaturanga. Scooping up to cobra or upward facing dog, which is pulling up my kneecaps. And then pushing up and back to my down dog. Good, look forwards. Stepping, jumping, walking towards the top of the mat. Find my halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Lift it back up. Inhale. That's your full Sun Salutation A. Let's go again. Let's add a twist. Coming all the way down. Keep the right hand on the floor. Raise the left arm up. Bend in your right knee. Release. Switch sides. Left knee bends, left arm. Plant your hands. Step back to your plank pose. Shift forwards. Lower your right knee. Turn the foot out, grounding the back leg to side plank. Lovely. Bring it all the way back down. Back to plank pose. Shift forwards. Lower down through a chaturanga. Scoop up to your cobra. Up and back down dog. Good. Look forwards. Step, jump, float your way forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Raise the arms. Inhale. Good. Exhale, deep forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Left hand stays on the floor. Left knee bends. Twist, raising that right arm. Switch it over. Other side. Twist. Excellent. Planting your hands down. Finding your plank pose. Shift forward. Left knee comes in. Turning the leg around. Raising the arm up. Side plank. Bring it back down. Downward facing dog. Excellent. Looking forward. Ripple. Let's go for a chaturanga. Scoop up for your cobra. Back and up. Downward facing dog. Raise your right leg high to the sky. Good. Bring it through the gates of the arms. Excellent. Lower the back knee. Raise the arms up. Low lunge. Hold it here. Shoulders down. Planting your hands. Stepping that back leg to join the front leg. Help it along. Halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Raise the arms. Inhale. Exhale, deep forward fold. Take a twist to the right side. Bringing it back, twisting to the left side. Planting your hands, step back to your plank pose. Shift forwards, chaturanga. Scoop up to your cobra. Back and up, down dog. Left leg lifts high. Bring it through the gates of the arms. Good. Lower the back knee. Find your lunge. Back toes can be tucked or released. Excellent. Let's bring that right hand down to the floor. Raise that left arm. Good. Slide that back knee in a little more. Then slide the front leg back. Twist it out. We've been to side plank before. You might need to change a little bit more. Excellent. Lift up. Side stretch, opposite side. Bringing it back up. Very simple. That knee can come in. Other leg can go out. Planting the hand. Raising it up. Beautiful. Pivoting all the way back. Now, the back leg slides forward. Find your lunge. Good. Left hand to the floor. Right arm twists. Bring it back. Back to down dog. Pedal it out. Excellent. Shuffle forwards. That was a shuffle, that was a shift. Slowly chaturanga, scoop up. Now I didn't have any room there. So just take it easy. Back to your down dog, pedal out. Beautiful. Look forwards. Step, jump, float your way. Halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees, bend your knees. Keep bending. Good. See if you can stay here or lift up. Bring your hands to your heart centers. Beautiful. See if you can take the hands behind your back. Open the chest. Lovely. Now if your knees aren't any good there, being higher and keeping your feet down is excellent, and you build on that. But everyone can lower down, and we'll find our bottoms and we'll extend our legs forward. Shake it out. So today was a whistling through our Sun Salutation A with directions that you can move your body and in areas that you can have some fun. But draw your right knee into your chest, open the hip, pull that left leg back, twist to your right side, shift forward, and we'll have a little side stretch. Lovely. Gently bring it on up. Same leg across the body, right behind you, left to inhale, exhale, twist around. Excellent. Gently coming on back, other leg. Draw that knee in, open the hip, gently pull it back, twist to your left side, shift forward, and again a little side stretch. Gently bringing it on up, cross that leg over, hand behind you, inhale to create length, exhale to twist around. Gently come on back, draw your knees in, have a little hug. Roll out those wrists, they've worked hard. Now I want you to know this builds time, builds strength, but you've got to have the patience and the willingness to keep trying something that is difficult. And with this video you can repeat it, or you can simply find just Sun Salutations on their own. Bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees drop out, allow yourself just to fold forward. Have that little ease here. Wonderful. Slowly coming on up. Scoot your bottom towards your heels. Have a little roll down and hug your knees into your chest and have a little rock. Oh, let's roll out our wrists, massaging the lower back in toward the mat. Good. Change the direction. Lovely. Extend the legs up, give the back of the legs a little rub, roll out your ankles. Good time to shake it all out. And let's bend it in and come to a happy baby. Now, if you're on this journey with me, you'll learn that I am not strong, and strength is something I know I need to build on. So vinyasa practice is wonderful because it can really aid in the cardio side, obviously getting the heart rate up. But the longer you hold something as strong as like a warrior, or a pose that requires the stamina to stay there, we're going to be building on the strength. So maybe our next journey is to build strength and awareness and take it in stages. Take the legs over to a side, it does not matter which really, and up and over. When we talk about twists, we'll decide, when you're working with the ascending colon and the descending colon and the transverse and what's going on there, but that's for another day. Lifting up and over, other side. Lovely. Bring it back. Now, if you're like me and you're lucky enough to have a wall, you can throw your legs up a wall. If not, knock your knees in. Be comfortable here. Slide a bolster, slide something underneath. Legs can be straight. It does not matter. Hands on the body, hands away from the body. But definitely close down the eyes and just take a moment to realize what you've done. That flying vinyasa, sun salutation variation with some twists, some lunges. But the main idea was to show you the flow of where we go, how we go, the transitions that you can make from one side to another. Yoga is endless, and with movement, it's what you make of it. Don't be stuck in one way. Listen to your body. It generally tells you what it can or wants to do. You just need to be open-minded. Be proud of this body. It shows up every single day and it tries so hard. So that means you've got to have some pride for yourself, your self-worth, and of who you are. And I heard someone say to me the other day, show up and be the person that your yoga mat thinks you are. And I loved that. So be proud. You're more than welcome to just switch me off and have a little snooze, or roll to a side and gently make your way up to seated with me. Coming to a seat. So mentally or physically, we can draw our hands to our heart centers and you can bow your heads. And like I said, be proud of this body. And I'm proud of you for showing up and spending this time just practicing yoga and learning yoga and finding your way within this yoga world. Namaste.